These guys don't even care about being consistent, and they're all throwing each other under the bus. Don't you remember Elon Musk saying, "The time to drop"?
Exactly. Like these niggas don't even have any loyalty. They not even like ride or die to each other. These niggas, as soon as the going gets tough, the nigga Elon like, oh, Trump did it, and then a couple months later you see him in pictures with Trump throwing his hands up in the air like a bad bitch. Like Elon, like we don't like. And this nigga Elon constantly was trying to be looked at as like some cool nigga, trying to be looking like some Tony Stark type of guy. We don't look at you like you're Tony Stark, buddy. Okay? We look at you like you're autistic. And not the cool kind of autistic where you make like weapons and then you're a super genius. Nah, bro. We look at you like you take your bubble gum and you stick it in your armpits. Just save it for later type of autistic, my nigga. Fuck out of here, Elon. They're really
Alright, so boom. We about to react to this nigga HYDRA, aka CoffeeZilla's video on the Epstein files. Nigga made a video on the Epstein files. He put it on his second channel. Now, if you ask me, I think he's a little bit scared of backlash. He's scared of the niggas in the suits coming to his crib, knocking on his door, and putting a big 38 to his face. That's what I think he's scared of. And I would be scared of that shit too. Nigga, I ain't gonna lie, nigga. We messing with the Secret Service, nigga. That's an op you don't really want. You don't want your op to be a Secret Service because, like, you know, some ops, they gonna let you know, yo, I'm coming to spin your shit right now. Secret Service, these niggas will creep up in your bedroom with gloves on, mask, with a silencer, and they shoot everything. So, I can understand why HYDRA is scared. Now, when it comes to the Epstein files, it's kind of scary because, like I said, y'all know I grew up around St. Martin, right? And St. Martin is basically, it's 20 minutes away from St. Bart's. And St. Bart's was where all this evil, demonic Epstein shit was going down. So it's kind of crazy to hear all these billionaires going to St. Bart's to touch children. It's kind of crazy. Very disturbing. We're gonna see what HYDRA managed to uncover in these satanic files, bro. Without further ado, man, like, this shit is, the world's just wicked. We live in an evil world. We live in an evil society, my nigga.
Million files, and it is incredible. Huge bombshells about some of the most powerful people on the planet. I can't believe they let some of this stuff out. I mean, it is stunning. Honestly, one of the biggest lies we've seen is the idea that the FBI could possibly come to us and say, not only is there not a client list, there was no million files, and it is incredible. Huge bombshells about some of the most powerful people on the planet. I can't believe they let some of this stuff out. I mean, it is stunning. Honestly, one of the biggest lies we've seen is the idea that the FBI could possibly come to us and say, not only is there not a client list, there was no...
Yeah, that nigga Kash Patel. Kash Patel was trying to act like this shit wasn't real. Like, this shit never happened. Kash Patel, you're a weirdo, nigga. You're compromised. You should get fired for shit like that. Now, if we're being honest, you probably was holding it down because your boss told you to hold it down. But still, that means your interest is not in the public's interest. It means you're not looking out for the public. It means you're looking out for the niggas, the billionaires, the little freakazoids running around, nigga. Like Bill Gates. We all know Bill Gates a little weirdo, nigga. Bill Gates.
Incredible evidence that Epstein blackmailed...
Yo, hold on, shut up, nigga. Yo, Bill Gates look like he's one of them niggas that says, yo, pull my finger. He looked like one of those type of niggas, bro. A pull my finger type of nigga, bro.
The FBI just dropped 3.5 million files, and it is incredible.
Incredible. Shut up, nigga.
There was no credible evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals. Guys, we're about to see planned blackmail to one of the most powerful people on the planet, and that is Bill Gates. Listen, there's a lot we're gonna get to.
Bill Gates, you're a weirdo, bro. Now listen, listen, Bill. Listen, Bill. Allegedly, if you, cause I know you got big boy lawyers. I know you got the big boy lawyers. Listen, Bill, if you didn't have nothing to do with this shit, bro, don't come for me, nigga. Come for these niggas that's lying on you, nigga. I don't want no smoke. I don't want to beef Bill Gates. I don't want no beef with Bill, nigga. So, nigga said no, my goat. Nigga, you don't fuck with Bill Gates. Stop acting like you fuck with Bill Gates, Cardo. You don't fuck with Bill Gates. Nigga, stop doing that.
But we have to start with probably the craziest revelation here, which is Jeffrey Epstein emailing himself about Bill Gates. Now, if you don't know, Bill Gates and Epstein had a relationship post 2008. That's a big year. You're going to hear a lot today because 2008 was the time that Epstein pled guilty for soliciting of somebody under the age of 18. He was a predator at this point. Everybody knew it. Now, eventually, Bill Gates would get divorced when all of this came out. Melinda Gates said it was part of the direct cause for the...
I'm not gonna lie. W. Melinda, for real, bro. W. Melinda, man. Stay as far away as possible from this monster, nigga. What is wrong with this nigga?
Divorce. She said she met Epstein and said he was evil.
He was evil personified.
So you have to understand, this is like Bill Gates' kryptonite. He's one of the richest men on the planet.
Yeah.
He's got this huge philanthropy arm. But this relationship with Epstein has been a huge problem for him. And Epstein appears to have known that because in 2013, Bill Gates appears to be distancing himself from Jeffrey Epstein. And Epstein seems to have a problem with that. He says, I assume the dedication to our relation went both ways. Larry has now asked me to recommit to a confidentiality agreement. Basically, he's got to shut up about his relationship with Bill Gates. And this is where the blackmail starts. And it comes in the form of like, if I were you, I would do X if I were the type of guy that you should be. He says, in that regard, I suggest I buy you the house that you had your heart set on. In addition to 5 years of severance, we'll buy you out of the investment contract we agreed upon, 30 to 40% of an $100 million partnership for $30 million in today's terms. That's what I would have done had I been in your shoes. Then he lays out what he has on Bill Gates, or what he says he has. Quote, to add insult to injury, you subsequently, with tears in your eyes, implore me to delete the emails I had regarding your STD.
Whoa. Bill Gates, you was out here burning shit? Yo, I ain't gonna lie, Bill Gates, you a freak, nigga. You out here burning these women. You nasty, nasty son of a bitch.
Request that I provide you antibiotics that you could surreptitiously give to Melinda. And the description of your I mean, this is insane. It's completely insane. It's like basically laying out in text form, I would give me millions of dollars. And I can't believe you're asking me to delete the message where you were going to give STD medication to your wife.
Yeah.
Without her knowledge.
He's good at that. He's good at that. I ain't gonna lie. This got you looking crazy. Bill, listen, now, I'm gonna just put it out there. If I was you, I would donate $5 million to Jaco Joran to run cover and to run good propaganda for you because he has a lot of influence and stuff like that. So that's what I would do. But, you know, what do I
It's
know?
complete. It's crazy. It's just completely obvious what he's doing here. It's just a nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Here's what you should do. But now that coming out after Epstein's death, this looks really bad for Gates, obviously, because you usually wouldn't blackmail somebody for something that's completely false or fake. I mean, maybe he did that. But we also know Bill Gates had affairs. Obviously, Melinda credits it for their divorce. So it's hard to believe there was nothing sketchy going on. Bill Gates, of course, maintains that it was completely above board. He says the fact this allegation was in here just shows how much Epstein was willing to defame people. But Epstein lays it out. He says he helped Bill get drugs in order to deal with the consequences of sex with Russian girls, facilitating his illicit trysts with married women, and to being asked to provide Adderall for bridge tournaments. Look, guys. This is exactly
What's a bridge tournament? What's that? Let me know in the comments. What the hell is a bridge tournament? Also, hit the links in the comments. Like the video. Subscribe, nigga.
We suspected the whole time. Epstein was providing services to rich people and expecting payment via blackmail. Now, you might say, and it's true, that we don't know that Epstein ultimately sent that version of an email to Gates. All we know is he sent that to himself. He may have planned the blackmail and just been drafting something. But what we do know are two things. The Wall Street Journal has reported that Gates was threatened by Epstein over an affair. We also know that after this blackmail email Jeffrey sent to himself was written, eventually Gates sent a $2 million donation to MIT directed by Jeffrey Epstein, which is a bit weird if you had distanced yourself from the guy and y'all had this big falling out. Now again, do we know for sure that Bill Gates did all of that? No, of course we don't. But do I think Bill Gates was innocently looking for charity advice from
no. I think that's the last thing Bill Gates was looking for. Now, I'm gonna keep it a whole stack sizzle, nigga. I'm gonna keep it a whole $150. Bill Gates, you look crazy right now. You out here trying to pay niggas to cover shit up. You got why would Epstein try to blackmail you over some shit that isn't true? You know what I mean? Like, this looks crazy. This looks crazy. Like I said, if I was you, I would hit up Jake or Joran. Cover. $5 million. If I was you. My goat is innocent, nigga. You don't know Bill Gates. He doesn't know you, nigga.
After he already pled guilty?
Okay, fries,
no,
bro.
I don't. I'm sorry. I'm not that gullible. And speaking of not that gullible, we've been lied to also by another richest guy on the planet. Geez, it's a shock why they don't want to put this out. Elon Musk, who has been saying for years.
Elon Musk, you nasty, nasty bitch. I always knew he was a weird nigga.
That it is a lie that he went to Epstein's island. In fact, he says he refused to go. From Elon, he says, Epstein tried to get me to go to his island. I refused. He says, anyone pushing this false narrative deserves complete contempt. Later responding to another headline, which said Elon Musk planned trip to Epstein's private island. And he says, this is false. But of course, we start to dig through the files and we can see on Epstein's calendar that Elon Musk is booked in December 6th of 2014. But maybe you don't believe that. That's just the word of Jeffrey Epstein. But maybe you'll believe.
Bro, we always golf stop hating. I guess you golf with Bill Gates, nigga. I guess. Like, yo, can y'all start, like, let's start talking some real shit in the chat, bro. By the way, we're live on Twitch, by the way. Make sure you stop by.
The word of Elon Musk, who was caught emailing Jeffrey Epstein to go to his island post the guilty plea. Elon Musk writes, will be in BVI St. Bart's area over the holidays. Good time to visit. Jeffrey Epstein says, I will send a heli for you. Later, Elon Musk writes to Epstein, probably just to Lula and me, his ex-wife, what day night would be the wildest party on your island? The world's richest man.
Make sure y'all come to the Twitch. We're live almost every night. We're taking over Twitch this year. Pull up.
Is asking the most pedophile man for the wildest party on his island. And then it gets more explicit.
Oh, nah.
In 2012, remember, this is a guy who said, I refused it. I could never do that, right? It's false. But here in 2012, he says, do you have any parties planned? I've been working to the edge of my sanity this year. I really want to hit the party scene in St. Bart's or elsewhere and let loose. The invitation is much appreciated, but a peaceful island experience is the opposite of what I'm looking for. Guys, he can't even play the I went to go study math excuse, which is what all...
The niggas out here looking for the best parties. This niggas out here looking for the wildest parties. The nigga ain't even like, he didn't even think about, you know what? This nigga be on some pedophile shit. Let me make sure I talk in a way that covers my ass. No, he's not even thinking like that. The nigga, Elon is just out here. Oh, yo, bro, where the parties at, my nigga? Yo, I'm trying to vibe. Like, what's good? Like, yo, Elon, somebody should give your ass an atomic wedgie, my nigga. Leave the children alone. This nigga was kissing his kids goodnight to go touch somebody else's children. You're a weirdo, my nigga. You're weird.
These guys do. They say, hey, I just went to go talk to scientists. Elon's like, hey, I don't want to do that. I'm looking for a party. That's what I'm here to do. And then Jeffrey Epstein writes, understood, I will see you on St. Barth. The ratio on my island might make your ex-wife uncomfortable.
Oh, nah.
I can't believe these guys are lying to us and people are swallowing it still, thinking that Elon Musk had nothing to do with this guy. So again, that's 2012. That's 2014. But guess what? There's another time in 2013. I mean, this seems like a yearly thing with the boys. Here, once again, Elon Musk writes, we'll be in the BVI St. Bart's area over the holidays. Again, is there a good time to visit? Jeffrey Epstein, any day, 1st to the 8th. Play it by ear if you want. Always space for you. They
always say for you is insane.
Then plan some more, and you might think, well, if Elon ever told the truth, this is when he has to reject.
Stop calling pedophiles your goat, nigga. They're not your goats. Okay,
right? Because he said, I refused. But actually, it appears to be one of those cases where, like, your friend says, like, oh, bro, I dumped her. And actually, it was the other way. Yeah, it turns out Elon didn't dump the pedal. dumped Elon. He says, bad news. Unfortunately, my schedule will keep me in New York. Hopefully we can schedule another time in the future. Jeffrey Epstein let Elon down. That's actually the real story. Is the reason he didn't go in 2013 was because he couldn't go. Jeffrey Epstein was not there. Guys, I mean, how blatant do they have to make it before we start to just see through it, right? When they issue these ridiculous denials, they're totally associated with the guy after the guilty plea. They lie through their teeth, but they can't even keep their story straight. I mean, that's what's crazy. They're not even competent at this. They get caught in their own lies all the time. Remember, the FBI's official story was they didn't blackmail. Well, before we even had these files, Howard Lutnick was on the record calling Jeffrey Epstein the greatest blackmailer ever.
So how come Bill Gates and all these other people could hang around him and not see what you saw? Or did they see it and ignore it? Or
no, they participated.
Right.
That's what his MO was, you know, get a massage, get a massage. And what happened in that massage room, I assume, was on video. This guy was the greatest blackmailer ever.
Interesting. Okay, so Howard has a different perspective. Now, if you don't know, that guy, do you think he's just telling the truth there? Even this guy who's contradicting the official narrative, this guy literally lived next to Jeffrey Epstein. This guy who's like, I'm going to tell the truth. Those guys participated. That guy lived next to Jeffrey Epstein. And by the way, he lied too. I love this video we're about to get in.
So not only are you out here trying to separate yourself from the rest of these weirdos, but you're trying to like point fingers at them when you was down with the same shit. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, all of these weirdo old niggas, rich weird old niggas, what should happen is we should throw them all in jail and send all their millions to Jacob Jordan. Because he obviously knows what to do with this money. And listen, bro, he'll probably make the world a better place.
Because this guy, Mr. He's the greatest blackmailer ever, does he know something we don't know? Because it's interesting, Mr. I'm his neighbor had to also explain how he had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. And he lays it out pretty simply. He goes, yep, I lived next to him, but in 2005, I had such a horrible experience that I knew I could never talk to him again.
He was your neighbor for 10 years. How well did you know him?
We move in 2005, okay? Jeffrey Epstein is arrested in like 08, I think, or something like that. Right. So knock on the door.
Face-eyed nigga.
His assistant,
big
on like a
nose
Saturday, says, Mr. Epstein, your neighbor would like to invite you over for coffee. And there's a massage table in the middle of the room. Massage table in the middle of your house? How often you have a massage? And he said,
yo, these niggas was getting massaged by little girls, bro. Like, this is actually kind of crazy. Like, niggas was getting massages from 7-year-olds, bro. You know how insane that is, my nigga?
Every day. And then he like gets like weirdly close to me.
Ooh.
And he says, and the right kind of massage.
Oh, hell no.
Now my wife is standing here. So she looks at me and I look at her and we say, I'm sorry, we have to go. And we left. And in the 6 or 8 steps it takes to get from his house to my house, my wife and I decided that I will never be in the room with that disgusting person ever.
Well, he couldn't be more clear, could he, right? Bro. He says, hey, I may have been his next door neighbor, but I met him once before the 2008 guilty plea. Remember I said that was a big deal?
Yeah.
And we got invited over, and it was like 5 seconds, and we left, and we realized he was a creep. We were out of there. He made this rude, lewd comment in front of my wife. I would never go see this guy. I mean, he makes it super clear he's gross.
So I was never in the room with him socially, for business, or for even philanthropy. If that guy was there, I wasn't going because he's gross.
These other guys, they may have participated.
They participated.
But Howard Lutnick, he could never. No. He's too good of a guy. Well, guess what we found in the old emails? Looky. It's Howard Lutnick writing in to Jeffy Boy in 2012. Hi, Jeff. We're landing in St. Thomas early afternoon, planning to head over. Where are you located? What's the exact location for my captain? Does Sunday evening for dinner sound good? Is this the guy you said made a lewd comment to your wife and, I could never be in front of him. He's gross. Guess what the next email is? My boy's wife messaging in, saying we're headed towards you in St. Thomas. Later, the subject line, Jeffrey Epstein. Good morning, Howard. Jeffrey wished me to pass you along. Nice seeing you. They clearly met, and the guy is just lying about it to your face, to the American public's face, and they tried to hide it from us. I cannot emphasize this enough. They're lying through their teeth. You think this guy perfectly remembers a 2005, like, walking in the guy's house? I remember exactly what I said to him. My wife and I looked at each other, and he wouldn't remember the 2012. I boated over to his private island for a dinner. Is that what we're really thinking? Is that what we're expected to believe? This is a momentary lapse in his judgment. No, these guys don't even care about being consistent. And they're all throwing each other under the bus. Don't you remember Elon Musk saying, the time to drop?
Exactly. Like these niggas don't even have any loyalty. They not even like ride or dies for each other. These niggas, as soon as the going gets tough, then nigga Elon like, oh, Trump did it. And then a couple months later, you see him in pictures with Trump throwing his hands up in the air like a bad bitch. Like, Elon, like, we don't, like, and this nigga Elon constantly was trying to be looked at as, like, some cool nigga, trying to be looking like some Tony Stark type of guy. We don't look at you like you're Tony Stark, buddy. Okay? We look at you like you're autistic. And not the cool kind of autistic where you make, like, weapons and then you're a super genius. Nah, bro. We look at you like you take your bubble gum and you stick it in your armpits to save it for later type of autistic, my nigga. Fuck out of here, Elon.
The really big bomb, Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they haven't been made public. My guy, you also are in the Epstein files, very clearly doing stuff you lied about, okay? So is Howard Lutnick, who says, yeah, Bill Gates, he's probably getting blackmailed because he participated. What did you do on the island over in 2012, Howard? Do we know that? I mean, does anyone care? Now, the last thing I want to talk about is some of the most explosive stuff. It's also, again, I have to say, unverified, okay? This is the NTOC, the FBI's National Threat Operations Center. And the challenge with confirming some of this is that these are anonymous tips, or they black them out at least, so we don't know who they are, and anyone can drop a tip. Now, that doesn't mean that you should disregard them. It just means we can't verify them. The other challenge is that the FBI has a heavy incentive to discredit anything with Donald Trump in it, just because he's in the White House right now, obviously. And so I want to be clear, there are notes related to some of these submissions where they say
things. That shows you, like, why are they protecting it just because Donald Trump is in office? Nigga, you should be guns blazing on whoever's in the files. Like I said, weirdos, man. Kash Patel, you are not to be trusted.
Like complainant was spoken to and deemed not credible. Additional research showed 3 separate redacted. You know, it's hard to tell how much this is the proper due diligence of the FBI, which they should be doing, of course, and not all complaints are credible. But also there's this obvious conflict of interest with the fact that the sitting president is in some of these complaints. But here they are for what it's worth. Complaint summary. Blank reported an unidentified female friend who was forced to perform on President Trump approximately 35 years ago in New Jersey. The friend told Alexis that she was approximately 13 to 14 years old when this occurred, and the friend allegedly bit President Trump while performing. The friend was allegedly hit in the face after she laughed about biting President Trump. The friend also said she was abused by Epstein. Later, there's very explosive claims about big parties with her, other younger girls, and older Victoria's Secret models, including Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. There's claims third hand about a female victim of Epstein's who wants to publish a book citing Leslie Wexner, Epstein, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Ghislaine Maxwell is in the videos as well. And it goes on like this for a while. Some of the complaints are just like very graphic, and obviously I'm gonna censor out some of it. But I should also mention the DOJ claims that some of these claims were submitted to the FBI right before the 2020 election. To be clear, the claims are unfounded and false, and if they had any shred of credibility, they would have certainly been weaponized against President Trump already. Now, I agree that if a complaint is timed right before an election, there definitely could be some other motivations to that. But it's also ridiculous to say that anything in the Epstein files, if it were true, would have come out already. Because why didn't we see the stuff about Bill Gates, for example? I mean, that stuff apparently has been sitting in here for a long time. And not only did no one talk about it, the FBI literally, like, covered for it. I mean, they said that this was not the case. There are big claims against a lot of powerful people. Nobody in that file really wants to rock the boat or release the files because then they get in trouble and their buddies get in trouble. And that's a huge problem. So I don't really buy the idea that, oh, if it were true, it would have already gotten out. I don't buy that. That's why we need transparency. That's why it's important these files are out. But this is just to look at a small fraction of the files. And over the next few weeks, we're going to go through all of the major findings we can from this 3.5 million page document dump. But seriously, think about how discrediting this has been, not only to this administration, but to so many rich and powerful people who have lied through their teeth happily towards you.
I'm gonna pause it here. I'm gonna end it here. And all of these niggas just been turning on each other. We can't trust any of these bums. But who we can trust is the guy right here. This black guy right here. You could trust me. I will be running for election for the next elections. Vote for my party, HYDRA. Right here. We will actually make America an empire again. These things that these people are doing, it's fucked up. I'm gonna make sure all these billionaire elites get thrown in prison. And I will make sure that we won't ever have to worry about this evil satanic shit ever again. Subscribe to Jacob Joran, and this is the message. See you guys in the next one.